Coming up in this bulletin, Speaker of Parliament Edward Duajawu urges International Monetary Fund to involve legislature when awarding contracts to Ghana. Also, AMA goes tough on individuals engaging in cattle rearing in Accra. In international news, 4 French hostages released in Niger. Hello, welcome to News Extra on ETV Ghana. I'm Nabil Ahmed. Rufai'S now to our stories. In observance of the United Nations International Day for the Eradication of Poverty, ETV News spent a day with some traders who are unable to make ends meet. In this special report filed by ETV's Deborah Smolly-Lomote, we bring you the stories of people who are finding it hard to fight against poverty, even in the capital, Accra. Following the accelerated depletion of the country's forest stock over the last few decades, Ghana is set to import timber to complement local demand. The Timber Industry Development Division has therefore justified the essence of the importation. Some parts of the Middle East have been experiencing unrest for years now. In 2011, Syria started an uprising which was sparked by the Arab Spring. Negotiations between the opposition and the Syrian President Bashar Assad's regime, along with pressure from the international community, have so far failed to resolve the conflict peacefully. The Israeli and Palestinian conflict has been going on since the 20th century. Several attempts are being made to bring lasting peace to such countries. Meanwhile, Lebanon is currently facing internal conflicts within the Muslim and Christian community. During a visit by the President of Lebanon, General Michel, to Ghana, he affirmed his commitment to ensure that peace prevails in his country, as well as work towards promoting peace in the Middle East.
لبنان بلد عريق جدا في الديمقراطية، وديمقراطيته قديمة، لا أقول من 70 سنة و60 سنة فقط، ولكن لديه تراث قديم جدا.
I wish that democracy will be implemented in the surroundings of Lebanon, and I mean also in Israel, whereas the Palestinians will be granted their own rights. Effort must be exerted and focused there to implement democracy. The internal efforts in Lebanon must be focused on finding a new, modern electoral law, a democratic law that goes along with the Taif agreement and with the consensual formula that we have adopted for so long.
والصيغة الميثاقية التي اعتمدناها منذ زمن في لبنان.
36 Ghanaians have so far died during the peacekeeping mission in Lebanon. President John Dramani Mahama said Ghana will continue to support countries in their efforts towards attaining peace.
We are concerned about the situation in Syria because that also threatens world peace. Anytime there is this kind of conflagration in any country, the whole of the world must be concerned about it because it can spiral off in all kinds of ways in respect of affecting people in different countries. All of us agree, Ghana and Lebanon, that we must fight against terrorism and people who want to bring our countries to our knees. And so we must create situations in which terrorists and movements like Al-Qaeda and other movements like that are not able to feed off any conflict. And that is why we need peace in Palestine.
The two presidents are keen to resolving the current crisis going on in Syria, Israel, Palestine, and Mali. It's 3:05 p.m. and pupils of the police basic schools at the National Police Training School along the Abeka Junction to Alajo Road have just closed from school. This is what they go through on a daily basis to cross the road to and from school. Lack of a pedestrian crossing on the road poses risks to their lives as they try to cross the busy road. Before a construction of road is commenced, it is expected that road engineers undertake feasibility studies to know where to locate traffic lights, road signs, pedestrian crossings, footbridges, bus stops and other road maps to ensure road safety to pedestrians and motorists. However, it appears most contractors do not take this into consideration in their construction works, as some of our major roads in Accra have one defect or the other. One such road is the N1 highway, which has killed about 200 people within a period of 17 months. Residents of Alaju are perhaps on the road to meeting this figure or even exceed it because of the lack of pedestrian crossings on the Abeka Junction to Alaju stretch of road.
Yes, sama ya de tianma ayeye kodana ya da ya na the cheche man say Alaju citizen concern for no any kutuba bi area mo ma twon abre yen say okwan ben na ye be fa so a ma bus stop aba say a school for kra e ko ho there's no pedestrian crossing and pedestrian traffic light be in here a betimi agina na cars bobo mo.
Some school children also spoke to ETV News.
One day I was coming to school and I saw accidents here. It's too dangerous, so you have to do something in here or here. It's not fair.
Some of our mates has been crashed by cars, so we need some zebra cross to get way to pass. So please, we beg you.
ETV News has a copy of a letter dated 10th July 2012, directed to the Chief Engineer of Urban Roads under whose supervision the road was constructed, requesting for a bus stop and a pedestrian crossing at the National Police Training School. According to the Commander Officer of the Police Training School, ACP Educhum Bediako, they are yet to receive a response.
We have been having a series of accidents whereby vehicles knock down school children, which is very pathetic. And we have made efforts for the authorities to come in to at least create bus terminals or make zebra crossings for us so that it will to reduce the rate of accidents along this stretch of the road.
The lives of these school kids are at risk every day as they try to seek education. Until authorities do something to rectify the situation, more lives will be lost. Nabil Ahmed, Rufai', ETV News. ATV News on Monday, 2nd December 2013, exposed the risk pupils of the police basic schools at the National Police Training School go through while crossing the Abeka Junction Alaju stretch of road to and from school. After requesting for a bus stop and pedestrian crossing from the urban roads a year ago, the Accra Metro Roads Department is yet to come to their aid. Now the traffic engineer of the Accra Metro Roads Department, Godwin Kaleshi, has some explanations for the delay.
The lay-by is difficult to fix there for one reason, because that particular spot is a portion where we have a traffic diverging traffic going towards North Kaneshi, and also the mainstream traffic also going towards Circle. And once you are diverting, there is element of movement that will be difficult for students and children to be crossing at that time. It will be too many for them to concentrate and cross. And that is why we would not like to locate it there. Secondly, you will see that the road activities are many there, and putting a lay-by there will not be very effective. The zebra crossing will also have the same problem. You can see we have about 3 lanes going to one direction, 3 lanes on the other direction. So crossing a intersection will be very, very risky.
He says the department has decided the best thing to do to help the situation is to construct a footbridge. But when will that be done?
The ideal one, which will be expensive, is having overhead walkway where people walk safely across above the carriageway, which is a budgetary item we have to budget for, get approval before it can be done. We considered it the last time, but along the line we couldn't fix it into our budget. Maybe we'll have to look at it again.
Until then, pupils of the police basic schools at the National Police Training School will continue crossing the road unaided. The National Road Safety Commission, whose mandate is to ensure road safety, is also yet to take up this matter. Nabil Ahmed, Rufai', ETV News. Pupils of the police basic schools at the National Police Training School will soon be relieved of the dangers they are exposed to while crossing the road to and from school. The Accra Mayor, Alfred Oko-Vanderpoy, has tasked traffic wardens to assist people cross the roads as a safer place.
We want to make sure that we don't compromise public safety, and we are very sorry if some children's lives have been compromised in this situation. But since you brought it to our attention, we are taking the necessary steps to make sure that it does not continue. We want the children to be safe going to school and to be safe going home. We expect city guards to be here every morning at 6 o'clock and then in the afternoon when school is out, so that they will protect the children crossing to and from school. And then they will also collaborate with the schools so that the school will know where they best need them, so that they can provide that assistance. We want to thank ETV for bringing this situation here to our attention.
The Metro Roads engineer, Benjamin Kusi Aduma, further explained what will be done in order to ensure maximum safety on the stretch of road.
We will provide some rails, at least up to some specific length, so that this will mean that they will have to move. Because there is, if you look at, there's a crash barrier here. Beyond the walkway, we have a crash barrier. The reason why we will provide a crash barrier, because a car can easily run into the walkway. That's why we make provision. So if you look at this makes the situation quite safe for people coming from Alajo to be able to walk. And it ends at where the traffic light crossing is, which means generally, that is where we want people to use, because the school is not here, it's there. This is just a back door. If you close this gate today, nobody is going to cross here. I'm also in contact with the police commander here. I think we've also had our discussions, and we'll make sure we'll extend the rails from Monday going. I think we have a gang installing the same rails at Tetakwashi. We have that issue. We have an emergency situation. We'll have to deploy them. Should get another team to come in 50 meters so that we'll push them to work here until the situation improves.
ETV News will continue to monitor the situation and update viewers. Nabil Ahmed, Rufai, ETV News. By way of news this afternoon, visit our website atvghana.com for more news. Join the discussions on facebook.com/ATV News, and you can also follow us on Twitter at ATVG8 News for news updates. Some news videos are also uploaded to youtube.com/ATVGH, or email us with your comments and suggestions through newsinfo@atvghana.com. Before we part company, a quick look through our major stories. UK scraps £3,000 security bond against Ghana and 4 other countries. UN honors Ghanaian troops in Lebanon for their peacekeeping mission. Also on international front, serious opposition sets preconditions for peace conference. Thanks for watching the bulletin. I'm Nabil Ahmed Rufai. Have a good afternoon.